Stop right there. Yeah, you. If you like all things entertainment, current events, or Hollywood, then look no further. Creator to Creators, hosted by director Meosha of Horror Noir, interviews filmmakers and creatives from around the world. Join in on the fun, guest celebrities, and informative information to have as a creator. Hit subscribe and stay connected to Creator to Creators.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators Today. Today, we have a very special guest.
David Cook.
David, welcome back. Welcome back to the show.
Hello. It has been a
It
while, hasn't it?
has been. Has it been a year?
I think it's been slightly over that, to be honest.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Well, I'm glad you're back. Like,
Don't be. I know how it feels because when I was doing the radio show, which unfortunately finished on November 26th, but when I
nice.
was doing it, I wouldn't have guests on for like a year. And you just don't realize how fast time goes in
hmm
between chatting. So, no, please don't be sorry.
um, well, I'm just so curious because, like, I mean, wow, I'm just so glad that you're back, and it's good to hear from you. And I mean, the last time you were on, we were talking about, the things that you do, being on the show of the KCCR digital radio network show and your ghost investigation show, and everything that you're doing. So for those who don't know, give us a little bit of like about like just more like a little rundown of a little of just some of the things that you do you're like um professionally.
Well, professionally, I work in a warehouse that's filled with beers, wines, and spirits. Most people would say that's a fantastic job, but to be honest, it's not, especially around this time of year when you realise how many people and how much they actually drink.
Wow.
But it's keeping me in the job, so I'm happy. Uh, Basically, since 2016, I was doing a radio show called The Ghost Lair 2.0, which you've been on numerous occasions, and thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you.
And since then, I've started to write a book uh,
That's exciting.
due to popular listener demand. And I've also decided now that I'm going to branch out into the documentary style because my town has loads of history. William the Conqueror, who's my 26th great granddad, ruled England from my
mm-hmm.
town. We have some abbey ruins where he ruled from, built in 666 AD. We had the largest fishing fleet in the world at one point, and Captain James Cook, that most historians will know, was actually married in my town.
Wow.
So why my town has not been documented as much as it should be, I have no idea.
Mm.
So I'm going to branch into the documentary side of things. Also, for future projects, I'm looking to start possibly a paranormal school so that
Oh,
I can
really?
help the kids learn in a safe and correct fashion rather than what they've got at the moment, which is basically the TV shows. No disrespect to the TV shows, they're great for getting people interested, but
hmm
when it comes to actual learning about it, they're not great because obviously they're rushed, they've got time restrictions, they've got to try and cram everything in within an hour. So not great learning tools.
I see.
So I want to try, and I've heard so much about kids getting involved in the paranormal side of things now. So I thought, well, if I can give them a safe place to learn it's not like the TV shows. There's a lot that goes actual into an investigation before you even get to the site. Then that way I know if they do carry it on when they're adults, they will know the correct way of doing things and they won't be sucked in by all these shows. So I'm hoping to do that. So I've got quite a lot planned.
Nice.
Uh, And also, as well, something that might interest you is in my family, we've done an ancestry, and we have a famous comedian who's also a film star by the name of Leslie Fuller. And you can
Wow,
still get his uh, films on Amazon today.
that's insane. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's my dad's great uncle, so he's my great great uncle. But yeah, Leslie Fuller, and yeah, he's quite famous back in his day.
That is so cool. I love that. I love like going back and like check, checking your bloodline and seeing what, all the fun things that, you know, um, you just never know, right? That is super cool. I don't think I looked back that far. I looked back, I think I know a few people like as far as like a few famous people in my family from my mom's side, um which is funny because it's entertainment and it just makes sense. It's like, so it is in our bloodline. you know like something, it's like it's very interesting. That's cool though.
Yeah, it was funny because last week I'd done a Facebook Live to basically just let everyone know what was going on after my show finished.
Hmm.
I've done 7.5 years on that show, and it was the best time ever. It
Wow.
really was.
Wow.
Yeah, I think seven
Seven.
and a half years for a paranormal show where we booked our own guests.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
we done our own sort of research. We didn't have none of people doing it for us.
Yeah.
We had Tina Marie in the back doing all the banners, giving us advice, helping us along the way. Best teacher ever.
Yeah.
She really is. But the way the show was directed, everything else, we done everything.
I love that.
So, it is. I don't think people realize how much goes into a show.
Oh my God. I commend you because I haven't made anything in a while because it's so I listen, it's overwhelming. It's stressful, but the fact that you did it yourself, because I'm curious with the, certain equipment and tools that you have to use during an investigation or, to help capture evidence of the paranormal activity, right? To capture that. Like, I don't know, that's all you. You have to bring all that, right, to yourself.
Yeah, and some of it is quite expensive, all because it's been seen on these shows.
Mm,
So, my advice to anyone, if you do want equipment, do not go on things like ghost hunting or ghost investigation equipment because you
mm,
will be paying more for it. Because it's under a certain subject, you will be paying more for it. So go perhaps ghost hunting equipment, look to see what you need. So I think, right, night vision camera, night vision camcorder,
mm-hmm,
voice recorder, perhaps EMF detector. Look at what you want, then type that specific item into the search bar.
right.
You will find it a lot cheaper, all because it's not under a certain category.
Mm,
And that sounds weird and sort of like quite basic, really, but people tend to forget that. They think, oh, if I go under ghost hunting equipment, everything's going to be there that I need, and I'll just buy it.
mm,
Shop around. You will
right.
find it cheaper. And just because you've seen it on shows doesn't mean you're going to get the same results because you're
Mm-hmm,
not going to. Basically, as far as the spirit's concerned, if it wants to communicate with you, it will do. If it
right.
doesn't want to communicate, it won't. So just because the shows get all these fantastic evidence and all these amazing voices because they use a certain piece of equipment doesn't mean to say you're going to get the same results.
Right. That's true. It's true. Do,
I
do you
just
ever?
hate it.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was going to say I just hate it when people buy these stuff with the expectations and they turn out
Mm,
it's a waste of money because they've not got the same results. I, I don't want people to do that. I want to make them realise when you go on an investigation, it's a lot of sitting around in the dark. Why it's just dark, I don't know. You can do it during the day as well. You're probably better off doing it during the day as it goes than going back later on. But it's a load of sitting around. To be honest, unless you've got a certain ability, a certain feeling, you're not going to really know if you've got anything until you go through all the evidence. So
Mm.
just be prepared for loads of what feels like talking to yourself, sitting around in dark areas and asking questions, because you may get stuff, you may not. It's not guaranteed in this field like it is on these shows every week. But we know why that is because they get told to go back and refilm it
Yeah.
as if they have got evidence, as if something does happen to them. So it's all refilmed on these shows. They go
Interesting.
back, they refilm it. So they don't always get everything, but they've got to portray it as they do.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of different type of shows, right? That are kind of in that world that are exploring that. How do you like I'm just so curious. It's just like anything else, right? How do you um, you know, be, get capture things differently than how like I said, a lot of people just want to get the equipment and just, they want to experience something and then put it out. It's like, but it doesn't just work that way if you're really serious about it. Um, but I'm curious, is like, if is there any like, okay, so like say when you're exploring a place that is, supposedly haunted or, you know, um, or experiencing paranormal activity there, like, do you go into it with, I don't know, just with the expectation of like, okay, you're going to leave with an encounter, or you're just going into it like you never know, like just being like, at least we capture some footage, and if it doesn't happen today, we'll come back tomorrow, or you just move on if it doesn't happen for like your show.
Best thing to do, go there with an open mind.
Hmm.
Just because they've captured all, if it's somewhere that's on a show and you know where it is and you're planning on going there, go there with an open mind. That's the first thing. Do not expect to get anything. Because to me, if you expect something and it doesn't happen, then you get put off. You get disappointed in it. You think, oh, I'm not going back there because nothing happened.
Right.
Perhaps look into stuff that other people have caught. See if there's any kind of pattern as to days and times. Then perhaps go back at different times. Because it could be something like a hospital, for example. That could have been more active during the day than what it was of a night time. So perhaps go there during the day. Somewhere like something like a care home or something.
Hmm.
That might be more active at night with patients getting up, bells going. So perhaps go to that during the night. So I'd probably say do research on the place, any reports, see if there's any kind of pattern that's going on, and then perhaps go there that time of day. But I'd say if you are serious, don't give up on going there one time because I say it's like fishing. I'll compare it to fishing.
Okay.
You could go to a lake 50 times. Half them times you'll catch stuff.
Hmm.
Half the times you won't. It just all depends on the day. And trust your feelings as well. If you feel like now's the right time to go, go.
Yeah.
You'll probably get a lot more that way. Or just go on the spur of the moment. I've got some fantastic evidence on the spur of the moment than what I have when I've actually planned things. So if whenever you get the feeling, just go. Because then
Yeah.
it is the right time. It's something telling you that's the right time.
Right. I like that. That's great. Have so how has the field of the paranormal investigation, like, or broadcasting involved, evolved since you started? And like, like what trends or changes do you foresee in the future?
Unfortunately, it has got more equipment based
Okay.
because we've got all this equipment coming out now, the SLS camera and all these REM pods and all these motion detectors. We've got all this stuff coming out now. And I'm finding it's people relying too much on that now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, most of it is useless.
Interesting.
Honestly, most of it is useless. I've done a radio show about EMFs, so about electromagnetic fields and electromagnetic energy. All the different types of EMFs we've got can give false recordings on things like K2 meters or any kind of EMF detectors.
Interesting.
We're told we are looking for electromagnetic energy.
Mhm.
And the theory I've got behind that from doing the show is we produce EMFs ourselves. The signal from our brain to functioning our body
Mm.
gives off EMFs. Just moving gives off EMFs. So us alone could be setting off a K2 meter by giving
Oh,
off our own EMF.
that's wild.
So we're told we're looking for EMFs because I suppose when we pass, people think our energy becomes pure EMF energy, but we do not 100% sure know there is EMFs that our energy turns into when we pass. So we could be looking for the completely wrong kind of energy all this
Right.
time, all
Hmm.
because we're told we're looking for EMFs.
Mm.
That's the way it's always been done. That's the way people tend to carry it on.
I
The way I
see.
would like to see it go in the future
Hmm.
is back to basics. So back to people relying on themselves, on how
Right.
they feel.
Right.
It's their feelings. It's their energy that they're using to pick up on things and to translate it. So I'd like to see it go more basic, but I've got a feeling it's just going to carry on in advancements
Yeah.
with technology and with AI now as well coming into it. I
Mm.
am worried about the future of the paranormal field
Yeah.
because it will get a lot harder to try and distinguish what might be AI.
Or what's real? Yeah. What's,
Yeah,
yeah.
we've got
Wow.
holographic equipment as well now
That
that
is, are
can
you
be,
serious?
yeah, yeah, we've got
Wow.
holographic stuff.
Holy crap.
So that could be sort of projected into a room and you could think you're seeing the spirit. So I'm worried about the way technology is going to possibly cross over into the paranormal for business purposes. And that's
Yeah.
all I can see it for, business purposes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And it's just it is basically gonna mess it up with not knowing what's real and what's not. That's why I
Yeah.
think we need to go back to basics.
I agree with that. Yeah. Good point. Great point. Question: what's been like one of your most memorable or impactful experiences or experience in your career as a ghost investigator? Like, just what was like something that like that you did and was like, wow, okay, that was like to like you tell me a little bit about that experience. I'm so curious.
I've got two.
Okay, okay.
One, not so good, because it put me out of the paranormal for 6 months.
Oh my God.
I didn't want no messages, no investigations, no shows, no nothing. So yeah, that was at a friend's house. Well, it's my friend's aunt's house. Things got quite intense. Within the first 2 minutes of meeting her, this was at a party at my friend's house. Within the first 2 minutes, I was telling her about a dark shadow that's in her house.
Oh my God.
How it's in her son's doorway. How it pretty much took up the whole doorway.
Wow.
And she asked me how I knew this. And I said there's a white light that's sitting in a seat facing the doorway showing me this.
Wow.
And this was in the first 2 minutes of talking to her. So she called her son over and she said to him, "What do you see in your doorway?" And he confirmed it was a dark shadow.
Oh, wow, Zers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it was this white light that was keeping the shadow out.
Interesting.
So she said to me, "Oh, you'll have to come round and take a look and find out what it is for us." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that for you." I shouldn't have done it, basically because that afternoon I found out one of my aunts who I was close to passed away.
What?
So I should have cancelled it. I should have said that I'm not doing it today. I've just found this out.
Right.
I'll come round at another time. But me, being the idiot I am,
No.
thought, let's see if I can sort of use what I'm feeling and turn it into some sort of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've never tried anything like that before. Got there. Things started off slow at first. I was going around the house telling her about a couple of things. She's got this little door under the stairs that's in the living room, and I said that keeps opening. And she's like, yes. And I said sometimes like a ball or something could roll out. So she confirmed that. I explained about a ginger cat that keeps coming into the house, but it's not hers.
Oh man.
Apparently that's the neighbour's cat. So it started off slow.
Mm-hmm.
Then when her son came home, that's when things really started to pick up. And this is the very short version, by the way. So as soon as I got there, she said to me, like, you can go anywhere you want in the house. As soon as I went upstairs, I knew where the bedroom was because I saw the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Never been there before, but I knew that was his room because of the chair.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there filming, and next thing I know, this shadow appears in the doorway. Basically says to me, "You want to see what I look like? I'll show you what I look like."
Ooh.
And it
That's scary.
was. I'll admit, that's the only time I've actually been scared. And if any paranormal investigator tells you they're never scared or they've never been scared, they're lying.
Yeah.
We've all been scared at some point,
Yeah.
all of us.
Wow.
So
that was
I'm
an
not.
evil presence, would you say? Like something that was not welcome, basically.
Yeah, it was something that never had a human form.
Ooh.
It was just born out of pure negative energy.
Yikes.
I'm not going to go into what it looks like because I don't want to give people nightmares.
Oh my goodness.
But
How do you sleep at night after seeing stuff like that? Oh.
it wasn't just what I saw, it's what it tried to make me do later on.
Oh, I see. I see.
Seeing things is one thing, but when they try and get you to do other things, that's the bit that played on my mind.
Got you. Wow.
Because I said to a friend of mine, because I was getting a really bad pounding headache, that's when I knew I had to get out. I had to get out of that room.
Yeah.
So I said to him, mate, look, take the camera. I've got to get out.
Yeah.
And I just basically run downstairs. And I was literally shaking. I could not stop shaking.
Wow.
My friend's trying to tell me to snap out of it, and I just couldn't. And then as I'm sitting there, next thing I know, this thing just appeared in front of me.
Oh,
So I've gone into the kitchen to try and get away from it. Now it's trying to tell me to get rid of the family.
oh my goodness.
Now, when I say get rid of the family, I mean kill the family.
Yeah.
Actually, kill it.
Oh, that is scary. That is
Yeah,
scary. Oh, yeah, no, that's yeah, I mean, I can't imagine like I mean, obviously, everything is, there's good and bad, right? And that is, you hear those cases of those, those stories of people that just kind of like what's that one story? Was it a the like when someone can like, you hear this murder cases of someone is like, "Oh, I just snapped." And you're like, "Wait, that there's something that was driving that person to slaughter this entire, this person
yeah,
or hurt this person or hurt themselves." And yeah, it is definitely a real thing, like, that evil energy presence that can if you're not, if you don't protect yourself or, well, with me and I growing up in I've never like encountered, well, I've kind of encountered it, in church growing up, like stuff like that of I've always had a what do you call it? A discernment. Like I can sense things like, growing up I couldn't really explain it, but my grandma would always say that I was very like protected by an angel, and but you could like, and then my dad's mom, she could see evil presence. She could be. I mean, there's a really quick story. I remember my dad was telling me when he was that she lived in his apartment building, and she would see this like, evil, like this presence, this like person looking out from the window from the like where she, she was going, and they would just stand there. But she asked the people like, is there something going, like, is there anybody that lives there? And they were like, no, no one lives there anymore, but there was somebody that jumped from that room and killed himself, stuff like that. Like she would see evil spirits or spirits. And she had a really gift, like, and I think I commend people that have that gift. I wouldn't want it because, I feel like that would just kind of, I mean, you have to be a really, I mean, I'm sure it's pretty scary sometimes to like to witness it, but thank you for sharing that um, with us, because that's pretty dark. Um,
well, thankfully, the white light appeared
yeah,
and basically said to me, "Get up, you're okay now. It's gone." And
thank
it's due
God.
to, yeah, it's due to the love of the mum and how passionate she was that the light appeared. And the other one that stands out was when I asked the Ouija board for lottery numbers.
Did I give it to you?
Sort of. It gave me 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I said to the spirit, "Are you joking with me?" And he went, "Yes." So I'm like, "Okay, you might as well finish it off then." Sure enough, the glass moved to 9, then back to 0. I'm like, "Yeah, thanks."
Oh man. I mean, hey, in that case, we all could use a lottery number. Oh man, that's amazing. I have a really a fun question. Well, interesting question, I would say. And we have like literally 8 minutes left. I know 30 minutes go by so fast on the show. But if you could collaborate with anyone, living or dead, in your field, who would it be and why?
Oh, I think one of them would have to be Galileo.
Ooh, interesting.
Galileo or Albert Einstein. Because Einstein had a theory that even though energy cannot be created nor destroyed, it can transform into heat, light, and chemical energy.
Hmm.
And that's the route I've been going down lately, rather than EMFs. Galileo, because I'd love to pick his brain on where he come up with all his philosophies and all his
Yeah.
theories.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing to listen to him.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. That's great. Those are great answers. Oh, it's crazy that it's so short. You got to come back, of course. Always welcome to come back on the show. But please share with us where people can find you on social media and to listen to your radio show and everything that you have going on.
The best way to get in touch is through Facebook. Just David Cook. I've got a baseball cap on, glasses, black shirt. I'm in the park, sitting next to a tree, so you'll be able to find my profile picture. Unfortunately, the show has now finished, but I still have the Facebook page up,
Okay.
Ghostly Hour, so you can get in touch with me there. I've got Essex Ghost Investigations as well. All the updates for what I'll be doing will be posted on them. I'm going to be doing a lot more YouTube stuff.
All
I do
right.
have some things on now. I'm going to change the name of it. At the moment, it's Essex Ghost Investigations, but I'm going to change the name to the Ghostly Hour.
Okay.
So everything will be on now. Possibly might do a show on another network later on down the year, but for now, it's just going to be documentary style. Going to be the book. It's going to be starting up the school. So stay tuned for updates.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure talking to you and catching up. And thank you for sharing all that amazing, informative information. And yeah, we look forward to seeing all that you have coming up in the new year, 2024.
Yeah, half a century. Damn.
Yes, definitely. And yes, thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time.